Touchdown! San Francisco!
Here we go again. Week 8 is in the books. Week 9 is here. We got the trade deadline to discuss. As you can see, my boy's still in uniform. This man works too hard, man. He works too damn hard. Ty, what's up, my boy?
It is what it do.
Hey, so listen, this week we're gonna discuss this trade deadline. We ain't gotta get into it too much. I just want to know your winners and losers. It doesn't have to be real specific. I have mine. Go ahead and you want me to go first?
Miami Dolphins.
Yes.
The Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
They got Bradley Chubb. I think it was a great pickup for them. Solidify that defense because their defense did need a little bit of work. Wasn't a bad defense.
Mm-hmm.
Then not on top of that, they locked him in for an additional 5 years. So I think that was a very smart move. They lost if I correct, the first round pick.
It was a free first round pick.
It was a free from San Fran.
I will discuss that after you talk.
And I think that was real big. Who else? Bears picking up what's his name? Clay Liverpool?
Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool, yeah, him. I think that was a smart move for the Bears. They didn't have to give up too much capital. They needed a receiver. I don't see an immediate payoff. I don't. We'll see. It does let Justin Fields have somebody to throw to.
Right.
However, before he has the opportunity to throw, he needs the opportunity to throw. All right, because my man's not getting long in the pocket. Mind you, as you guys see, I just got off work, so I can't think of everybody. Oh, my favorite, Kadarius Toney, that was last week. We did that last week.
Yeah, we did that last week.
Okay, we don't need to revisit that. I can't think of everybody else on top of my head.
I have it on here. I have it on here if you want to. Let me put it out there. So, Roquan Smith to the Baltimore Ravens. How'd you feel about that?
Oh my gosh, yo, that was a clutch.
They needed it.
I think both sides won, and I'm explaining. I think both sides won because they already knew, and this is what I do with Madden. If I know I'm not going to have you for next year, I'm going to get what I can out of you now. There's no purpose. It's not like the Bears were a Super Bowl contender and, they needed to get capital off it. What did they get off of Roquan Smith?
So it was A.J. Klein, the linebacker, a 2023 second-round pick and a 2023 fifth-round pick. So real good capital for next draft.
It was, and I think for the Ravens, who were struggling on defense, I'm not going to say struggling, but definitely needed an improvement on defense, it was perfect. It was a perfect fit for them.
They put him back in his spot, though, because the Bears moved him from Mike to outside. Now, because he's in a 3-4, he's back into the Mike. And I'm like, this is perfect for him.
Right. There's another trade that I forgot to talk about, and it's Robert Quinn.
Yeah, to the Eagles.
Right, to the Eagles. And
we didn't talk about that.
Trade, if the Eagles didn't need any more help.
They just got richer. They just got richer.
He just got richer. And it makes me wonder, at what cost? So I remember back in 2000, I want to say 2011, 2012, the Eagles had a dream team. That's what they were called, the dream team. That was when Mike Vick was the starter and Vince Young was the backup. And that team did horrible. That team did horrible. They had all-stars all around. That team did horrible. That is not this team. This team is deep. This team is good.
At all positions.
At all positions. This team is a legitimate.
It's scary.
I have Bills Eagles. I have the Bills Eagles. I think that's the projected Super Bowl, and I don't know, man.
So another one that we need to talk about, because we'll talk about the Eagles more when we go against the take, because A.J. Brown had a phenomenal day. But T.J. Hawkinson from the Lions going to the Vikings, I don't get it. It's a division team you're trading for. Why feed them? But at the same time, T.J. Hawkinson is on my fantasy. He's about to have Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. He's gonna get fed. You know what I mean?
Who did the Lions get off for him?
They gave up a fourth. No, they got a fourth and a conditional 2024 fourth.
So this
So,
is the reality situation. The Lions are a rebuilding team.
like always.
There are other rebuilding teams that we forget are rebuilding teams, which I will harp on later. But they're one of the rebuilding teams out there. And to be honest, I don't think they. I definitely think the Vikings won that trade, but I don't really
Absolutely.
feel like the Lions lost that trade.
Mm.
I don't think. I think it's heavily. Nah. Always I said it.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. So T.J. Hawkinson, 2/4 go to the Minnesota Vikings. The Lions receive a second round this year and a third round next year. So my bad. That was a bad.
Okay.
I read it
Well, I
wrong.
mean,
It
that's.
it kind of makes it better
That's
than
even
what I thought.
it is better, but I still feel like they gave up a lot. So that's your team, though. But that's all I have
It
to say,
is.
man.
Hey, listen. Look, this is why I love this podcast because we have receipts of my dumbass. But another one, a guy never even touched the field because he wanted to gamble. Calvin Ridley going to the Jaguars
I
for.
like that. I like that trade. Um, you know what?
I
I
don't
like
even
the
know the
trade because
suspension. Hold on.
the
Keep
suspension was for
talking.
gambling. It
No,
was
no.
for
I
gambling.
mean like the longevity. Keep talking.
It
I'm gonna
was a
try to do
year.
my research. Oh, okay. So
It
he'll
was
be
a
back
year.
next year. That's a good pickup
Yeah,
then.
I do think it was a good pickup. Who they give up? That's always the telltale for
So
me.
they the Falcons received a fifth round this year and a second round next year. Not
Well, that
bad.
second round though was
Not
worth the
bad.
second round. But Calvin Ridley, don't get him crushed in the basketball one.
Mm.
Calvin Ridley was a good receiver. The Falcons are another rebuilding team. The Falcons, the Jaguars could use a star receiver. Hopefully, it will help Trevor Lawrence out. Right now, Trevor Lawrence, Trevor Lawrence is. I don't know if people hear it, but I see the bust
It's
the
coming.
bust conversation. I don't agree. I do not agree. But the conversation
It's
of
out
is
there.
Trevor Lawrence a bust is definitely out there. And I think a strong receiver like Calvin Ridley would help him out. But I think it's a good move for Jason.
It's good because Christian Kirk goes back to his original spot as a second wide receiver. You know what I mean? Calvin Ridley can play wide receiver one for them when he comes back. Christian Kirk is he's playing well. That thing you said about him being a bust, right? They did a segment where they redrafted the quarterbacks of 2000 last year, and they had Justin Fields number one overall, and
Over Trevor Lawrence?
over Trevor Lawrence, right? It went Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, and then they wish wash on it. One said Trey Lance, one said Mac Jones, and then it went on and forth. But like a lot
I
of them,
don't think last year there wasn't a strong quarterback class last year. I think Trevor Lawrence was it. I think Trevor Lawrence is in the wrong system. I think
we'll
Trevor
see.
Lawrence.
Hey, some quarterbacks need some time, and I believe I still like him. He has
I
qualities
do.
where
He
I just
does.
yeah I just think he just needs some time. This is his first year with his head coach. Let him get number two with him instead of learning another
Yeah.
freaking. That's another problem with a lot of these quarterbacks. Like even yours, Daniel Jones, learning a playbook every year is not going to help him produce. You know what I mean?
Right.
But this year,
Right.
if he could get Dabo next year, which we all know is going to happen, Daniel Jones might take that next step, and then you're going to be talking about him up there in the top 15, top 10. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is just having the advantage of the playbook being there twice. You know what I mean? Twice. That's all I'm saying. So I'll give you
No
my
comment.
take. I'll give you my take on the winners that I took for this. It's by far, hands down, the Miami Dolphins. Like I showed you that meme for Trey Lance. What Miami flipped for all three of these picks? They got 3 first rounds from the Niners. They get Jalen Waddle. They get Tyreek Hill, and they go and get Bradley Chubb. All three are just about to get in their primes, about to produce some were saying that they really could win this division with Bradley Chubb coming in. I mean, we'll see. They already got their first win against
No,
Buck.
they still
They
play the
got
division with the Bills. They
yeah,
still play with the Bills.
and they're 1-0 against the Bills. Remember that in Buffalo. They're coming to Miami next, right? Or is it the other way? I forgot. We'll talk about that.
Other way around. They
Okay,
played in
okay.
Miami the first time. That's why the Heat was a big factor.
Yes,
And
that
Josh
is
Allen
facts. That
making
is
mistakes.
facts. All right, so trade deadline came and gone. Now the next thing is free agency market. We'll talk about that later on down the line. You know, OBJ is the hot market right now. So we're gonna talk
Come
about
back to the Giants.
hey, that is. We'll talk about that another
That's a
time. But
possibility.
that is one of the hottest takes right now is going back to New York. So we're gonna go into week 8. All right, we have the Baltimore Ravens going into Tampa Bay, 27-22. The Ravens defeat the Buccaneers. What was all the takes at?
Ravens. Oh, we both had the Ravens. Cody also had the Ravens.
Oh yeah, shout out to Cody. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The Buccaneers just look old. They're not there. We said this in the first week. It's like we thought they were gonna at least just be good enough to win that division. Look at who's first place in that NFC South, bro. It's the Falcons. That's crazy. That's a crazy. It's up for grabs for any of them. We're at the mid-season if you think about it. You have anything to say about it?
Nah, man. I had the Ravens winning because I think the Ravens are a better team. And the reality of the situation is, we all know that we all have jobs, and I'm having a moment. We all have jobs. Anyone who's gone through a divorce or talked about divorce, it does get in the way. It is a stressful situation, and a lot of people are giving. A lot of people don't like Tom Brady, and unfortunately, his personal stuff seems to be coming out. He's not the same Tom Brady, and it is sad. I'm saying this from a place of empathy. All right, just to get away from football for a while. But long story short, the Ravens are a better team, and they won. This wasn't a game. It is what it is. I'm good. I have nothing more to say on it.
Yep. I like the win for the Ravens. They needed this win.
They did.
We're going Denver going into Jacksonville. Denver wins 21-17. What was the results for all of us?
We both said Jags, except for Cody. Cody said Denver.
He stuck with Broncos
He said
country. Huh?
Denver.
I have nothing to say
That's
about
right.
this game,
So,
man.
I thought Jacksonville was more hungry than it was. Um, this game is Trevor Lawrence, 18-31, 133 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. The plus in this game is Etienne's showing out. Travis Etienne, or however you say his name. Yeah, he him.
That's
He's
why
him.
that's why they traded James Robinson away because they knew
Yeah,
they had him. They had him.
He was injured last year, right?
Yes, he tore an ACL,
Yeah.
I believe, and he couldn't play the
Yeah.
whole year.
Yeah, he him. Russ, he's not worth 250 million, but
We
there's
always
nothing
say
you can
it.
do. There's nothing you can do. You paid the man got to play. So
Right.
it's more of a Trevor Lawrence. It's tough. This is his rookie. This is his real rookie year, and I still have faith in the man. Evan Ingram did his thing. You know, I've always thought he had the talent. He's going to Jacksonville. He's steady. So shout out to Evan Ingram. Um, yeah, man. The Broncos won. It wasn't an exciting game. It wasn't even a good game, but they won. So that's all I gotta say.
This next game that I'm about to bring up was probably to me the game of the week. It honestly was. It was going back and forth, no defense. It looks like a lot of Yo Madden games that you be showing me. The Carolina Panthers go into Atlanta and the Dirty South win by a field goal. PJ Walker, he did his thing. Foreman, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this too. Foreman, if you saw our fantasy league, I picked him up. I'm hoping he stays consistent because it's back-to-back 100-yard games since CMC's been gone. PJ Walker,
Listen.
you want to talk about him?
That's what I want to say. This is what I want to say about Carolina. Okay. First off, the Falcons should have won that game. The Falcons should not have won that game.
DJ Moore went
Let's be
off.
transparent. The Falcons got lucky that who was it? DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
That DJ Moore got called for that penalty, which he should not have gotten called for. I do not believe DJ Moore should have gotten called for that penalty. However, he did. Whoever the kicker is for the Carolina Panthers, he needs to get fired immediately.
Man, that was...
He missed the field goal in regulation and then missed the field goal in overtime. As a kicker, you only have one job. I'm not a kicker. So I can't sit here and say, oh, he sucks, he's trash, whatever. What I'm going to say is you only have one job. You're not on the field all game. You don't have to worry about swapping in, swapping out.
Get in the uprights.
You just get in the uprights. And then you get in the uprights within 30, 40 yards.
Those are chip shots, too. For pros. Them chip shots.
So Atlanta shouldn't have won. I'm glad that I'm right now 2-1. You and me both are 2-1. Cody is 3-0.
Jeez.
But that's all I gotta say. Next.
I went for Atlanta only because of my Samoan heritage. That's the only reason why I picked them. So we're gonna go with the Miami Dolphins going into the Detroit Lions, who have been disappointing me week after week after week after week.
You missed one.
Oh, no. I am very sorry. It is the Chicago Bears going into Dallas country. So 29-49. The Cowboys win. Justin Fields, 17 of 23, 2 touchdowns, right? He gets 60 rushing yards. He went crazy. 151 yards. He did his thing, but Dak Prescott, 250 on 20 of 27, 2 touchdowns and an interception. But the player of the game was Tony Pollard, who was sitting in our free agency with 131 touches. 131 yards with 14 touches, 3 touchdowns. It's impressive to hear that and know that in our fantasy league, he is in the free agencies. Go ahead, talk to me.
There's not a lot to say. I want to give props to Justin Fields because Justin Fields is playing like he's managing the game with what he has. We can't expect Justin Fields to win because it's not an individual sport. It's a team sport. It's not basketball. It's not one player who can just all of a sudden go off and carry the team.
Absolutely.
But he in the game of football as the quarterback, your job is to score, but to not turn the ball over. And that's what he did. He did not turn the ball over. However, from the jump, the Cowboys were a better team. And it's that simple. When the Cowboys, who did the Bears beat? Who they beat? The Packers last week? Who they beat?
They beat somebody. All I know is when Micah Parsons scores a touchdown, it's a wrap for your team.
They beat New England. So that's not really saying much. But the Cowboys were the better team. The Cowboys did what they were supposed to. I don't like saying the C word that many times. All right, but they did it. Shout out to them.
All right, so this next who I pick? Cowboys?
Yeah.
All right, so we probably went unanimous, huh?
Yeah, on that one, yeah.
All right, so now we're going to this game of another Samoan quarterback. 31-27, Miami defeats Detroit Lions. Tua Tagovailoa, 29-36, 282, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Mostert with 64 yards. The other side, you got 27-37, 321 with 1 touchdown for Jared Goff. Their impact player, mind you, was T.J. Hockenson, and now he's a Viking. On the other side, who was their player? I mean, who do you want to take? You're going to take fucking Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. Tyreek almost broke 200 yards. Listen, I'm just happy Tua's fresh and healthy. And, you know, he's away from all the injuries. I have nothing more to say about this. I'm just happy. And after the trade deadline, they just got that even better.
So, Tua, after coming back, he's been back in for 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
originally, I was high on the Dolphins. There weren't no sleeping for me, but I was always high on the Dolphins. You can check the tape.
Yes.
And I'm glad to see the Dolphins as a team are still good. And Tua came in. Tua was protecting Tua. They were talking about this man need to stop playing. He need to retire immediately. And to go out there and throw to miss 7 passes. Tyreek Hill, that's the stat. Yeah, he almost broke 200. But let's look at the 2 stats. He was targeted 14 times and caught it 12. He was targeted 14 times and caught it 12. That is amazing. Jalen Waddle, targeted 8, caught 9. 2 receivers coming with 294 yards total, just between those 2 receivers. Phenomenal. The rushing, 14 attempts, 64 yards for most start, 4.6 average. Miami is a scary team. Whoever picked Detroit to win this game. Oh, another thing. Detroit was in it. Detroit was winning.
They came back,
yeah. Miami finished.
And you brought up that rushing attack, and that's one thing I forgot about talking about in the trade deadline that a lot of people don't know who he is. Jeff Wilson from the 49ers went to Miami. Another 49er player going into another 49er system in Miami who he understands the role of being the backup running back. He's now going to back up Mostert, who he backed up in the Super Bowl. Like, this is crazy to know that Jeff Wilson is not going to lose a step. He had 100-yard games as a Niner. I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same exact thing being a spellback for Mostert. It's gonna be interesting with this next
question for you.
Half. Yes.
Why did you choose Detroit?
Because what you say? Check the tape. I'm not. Listen, I'm a die on that hill because I have faith in this team. One day I have faith in this team. So now
one day they'll be good.
In Madden, maybe. But we're going to go to this next game. We got the Arizona Cardinals going into Minnesota, who just got TJ Hawkinson, and they lose 26-34. We have Kyler Murray going 31-44, 326, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Of course, you had D-Hop going for 159 from 12 receptions and 1 touchdown. And then Rondale Moore goes for 92 for 7 receptions and a touchdown. On the other side, you got 24-36, 232 yards, 2 touchdowns for Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook goes 20 carries for 111 with a touchdown. And then, okay, Jettis was 2 yards shy of 100 yards, no touchdowns, but still another phenomenal game for the Minnesota Vikings. What you have to talk about?
What else is there to say? Arizona, Kirk Cousins did what I keep saying, the most important thing. He didn't turn the ball over. This seems to be a very familiar theme. You don't turn the ball over, 8 times out of 10, you're probably going to win the game. Kyler Murray, listen. What just dropped 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago?
Say it again?
Call of Duty.
True.
Call of Duty.
He's a gamer.
I mean,
he's a gamer.
I'm not saying it's true or not, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But, D-Hop only missed 1 target. Ooh. Everything, it was a high-scoring game. I think realistically, the better team won.
Facts.
And it's just that simple. That's it.
I've been trying to tell y'all since
right now, Cody is.
Go ahead.
Right now, Cody is 6 of 6. I'm
6
5
of 6,
and my boy, you are 4 of 6.
2, 3, 4, 5. Bro, we only talked about 6 teams. How are we 6 and 6? That's 12 games.
You're 6 of 6.
Oh, okay, 6 and 0.
5 of 6. Yeah, 6 and 0. I'm 5 and 1, and you are 4 and 2, my boy.
All right, well, let's go to this next game because you want to make fun of me being a. Listen, you want to make fun of me of being the Detroit Lions fan.
Down the hill.
Yeah.
Down the hill.
Here goes your hill that we're about to die on. The Las Vegas Raiders
going to be better.
Going to New Orleans and getting a shutout, 0-24. Derek Carr, 15-26, 101 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. No one broke at least 70 yards in any categories for the Raiders. Then you go on the other side. Dalton, 22 of 30, 229, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Alvin Kamara got 62 yards with a touchdown. And then Alvin Kamara on the receiving side got 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. So this was the Alvin Kamara show. Saints win it. They shut out the Raiders, who everyone knew should be better than this 2-5 record, 2-6 to be exact.
I hate to say it. There are 2 problems with this team. One, Derek Carr. 2, Josh McDaniels.
We always said it.
He's not a hit. Whatever, bro. I had all the hope and faith. I will say this. Devontae Adams, I'm glad I traded him when I did. Because I got Justin Jefferson off it. So, on top of that,
shout out Cody.
I said all New Orleans need is a quarterback. Now, with the quarterback they have, guess what he didn't do?
Turn the ball over.
He didn't turn the ball over.
That's a good
theme.
theme.
You win the turnover battles, you usually win the game.
Facts.
Cody is undefeated right now. For now, because that's about to change.
It's about to change right now.
It is.
I know it's going to change right now. So, we're going... New England goes into Meadowlands, or whatever they call it, MetLife Stadium. They lose 22... I'm sorry. 22-17. Mac Jones, 24-35, 194 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. The only one that you could highlight from this is Stevenson going for 71 yards, no touchdowns. And that's pretty much it, because he also got 72 yards in receiving. You go on the other side, Zach Wilson, 20 of 41, 355, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The only highlight you want to see is Wilson going for 115 yards. I don't know. I mean, I'm glad Conklin did his thing because he got 2 touchdowns out of it. He's like a little sleeper as a tight end right now in fantasy. I think we all went Jets, did we not? What was the result?
We all went Jets.
Yeah, we did.
We all went Jets. And I will say this. This is going to be related to another team that we'll talk about a little later. But eventually, the teams that are in the rebuilding years, you're going to remember they're in their rebuilding years. The Jets have the pieces, but it's still a rebuilding year.
I love Sauce Gardner, bro.
Yeah, it just happened. They had it was a divisional game as well.
Facts. That's
and
the Patriots.
The Patriots just happen to have their number. No, nothing against the Jets. The Jets are still 5-3. They're still a good team. I just think that they got outplayed, and it happens. And it wasn't they didn't get their asses whooped. They lost 22-17. So they were competitive the whole game. And just what they say, any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. That's what I love about football. The parity is not. You know what I mean? Like you don't know what's gonna happen that weekend.
Yep.
All right, we're on to this
game. By the
game.
way, I see Elijah Moore, 1 target. Somebody getting blackballed?
You want to talk about blackball? We're going to talk about that team in 2 games right now. So we're going to look at this game. We don't want to talk about parity, but we all knew what the fuck was going to go down. The Pittsburgh Steelers lose 13-35 to the 7-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts goes for it, 19-28, 285 yards, 4 touchdowns. You got Miles Sanders going for 78 yards from 9 carries with a touchdown. And the player of the game to me, who made everyone, even Minkah Fitzpatrick, look small. A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 156 yards, 3 touchdowns. It was a phenomenal game for the Eagles. Like the Pittsburgh Steelers are at that stage where they're gonna like break this whole thing up. T.J. Watt should be getting out of there. All their key players, it's done. Pittsburgh's done. They're in rebuild mode. They potentially could fire someone that this is his first time ever losing. We'll see, because Rooney is real loyal to his coaches. But the Eagles are the Eagles. They showed why they're the number 1 team in this league, 7-0, not losing. The defense has we talked about the defense they have stacked. They already had a good D line. Adding Robert Quinn it just added more to the volume of that defensive line. Their linebackers are phenomenal. Darius Slay is leading in cornerback stats all over the fucking charts. Then you have your offense, Jalen Hurts doing his thing, the O-line's doing his thing, AJ Brown changing the game for him. Everything they're doing for the Eagles, I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't like watching this team play. They're just clicking in all cylinders in all three phases of the football game.
The only thing I want to add is I do not believe that Pittsburgh will fire Tom.
That's why I kind of backed up from saying that because
I think that's a strong statement. I caught that, but I think TJ Watt's been 2-3 years.
He's young.
He's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere because even though you're not going to trade away. I think Pittsburgh has the talent, the coaching staff, and this is what I mean by talent, the higher ups they will get back right. It may take a couple seasons, but this season as a whole is done. But they have pieces there. They don't need to blow up the whole team.
True.
They need to get better and a better quarterback. Because I'll tell you right now, I was never sold on Kenny Pickett.
Check the tapes.
I was never sold on Kenny Pickett. And everybody was like, start Kenny. I didn't really feel that was going to do much. And as you see, it didn't. Granted, he did get injured. But I don't know. I think this was an easy game for Philly. Philly's the best team in the league, by far.
By far.
I'm going to say they're a step ahead of the Bills. But I don't know, bro, because I think
the reason why I have him over there, yes, what's his name? Josh. Damn, is it Josh Allen? Josh Allen. I'm sorry. Josh Allen is the more elite quarterback out of the two, but when it comes to the whole roster, yes, AJ Brown. But as far as the whole roster, there's a reason why they're trying to get their run game going. Miles Sanders is way better than any running back they have in Buffalo. The defense. You can kind of like say it's an even push.
But their key positions, the Bills are better at key positions. However, the Eagles are more balanced overall, in my opinion. The Bills have the better quarterback, right? And that deepness, pause, is what's going to sit here and have them. That could have the Eagles win.
And that's the thing is depth in a roster going through a playoffs is gonna help because injuries are gonna happen. So if that's what's playing real good for the Eagles right now is they lose someone at one position, they have someone that's
next man up.
Yeah, but their next man up can start somewhere else.
There's only one other team that has proven to me is that good, and I'm biased, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I already hear it coming. So we're going to this next game. This is kind of exciting, even though he really didn't have a good game. But the Tennessee Titans going into Houston. Now, I'm a big Malik Willis. Like, I want him to hurry up and start. He really didn't have a good game. 6 of 10, 55 yards, 1 interception. But the King goes for 32 carries, 219 yards. 2 touchdowns. We don't have to talk about the past game. Then we go on the other side. Davis Mills, shout out to Stanford. He gave 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 17 of 19, 152 yards. Nothing more about this, but this is the one that I was talking about. You want to talk about blackball? Brandon Cooks should not be wearing this jersey right now. He should be over at a Super Bowl contending team, i.e. the Chiefs, i.e. the Bills, some team that can utilize his talents. He's wasting it over there in Houston. I'm sad for him. He put it on tweets.
Yeah, did I really say the Texans? I could have sworn I put the Titans.
You wrote this shit.
Oh,
no. We'll roll the tape, but I think you wanted a hot take on this one.
I know. I'll cross it.
All right, what did I have? Titans?
Yeah.
There's not much. It's a divisional game. Houston Oilers going into Houston Texans. I mean, if you want to talk about it, let's talk about it. This other game I don't even want. I actually do want to talk about this game because it was exciting.
I'm good.
All right, so this game is the battle of the quarterbacks that don't have no names really. Heineke versus
Hey.
Ellinger. It was a really
Hey,
good
Commanders
game,
won, right?
though. Yes, the
Commanders won,
Commanders
right?
won 17-16.
Hey. Cody has only gotten one pick wrong.
Yeah, because he was being biased. That's what happened. He didn't think with his brain. He thought with his heart. That on one freaking thing, and I'm pretty sure. Did the Chargers play? They had a bye. But I'm pretty sure he would have picked the Chargers too. So that's the only. So Cody, you should be undefeated if you didn't choose with your heart. So
Yeah, a couple other picks.
Taylor Heineke, 23 of 31, 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nothing to highlight.
Hold on. I've been reading this wrong the whole time. You chose the Texans.
Did I? Oh yeah, I went Davis Mills.
Okay, so hold on. I've been swapping me and you. I have lost 4 games. You just hit 5. Hold on. So you both chose the Ravens.
My quick pick'em's trash.
So where you got your picks from? I chose Detroit. You said Miami. I chose Detroit.
Okay.
Vikings. We both said Oakland. We both said Jets. Both said Philly. You chose the Texans.
Davis Mills, baby. Stanford stand up.
I chose the Titans.
Okay.
You chose Indy.
We're not there yet. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm still talking about it.
Yeah, you chose Indy.
Scary Terry finally shows up. He didn't get a touchdown, but 6 receptions, 113 yards. He's really the reason why they won, because he got them into field goal range and got them into the goal line for them to win this game. Ellinger, 23, 201, nothing when it comes to touchdown interceptions.
Better than Ryan.
Jonathan Taylor, not playing like Jonathan Taylor. The Colts are looking like a rebuild team, and they need to start, dumping this right now. So I have nothing more to say about this. I'm just real excited.
I'm not ripping my division. The motherfucking NFC East
is above 500.
Post on this.
It's 500 and above.
No. Listen to the records. The Eagles are 7-0. The Cowboys are 6-2. The Giants are 6-2. The Redskins are 4-4. How many is in there? Come on, man. I'm in the middle of my podcast, man. 12, 16. 16 plus 7 is what? 23. The NFC East is 23-8 right now. And half the losses come from one team. The NFC East is 23-8.
Spoiler alert. The NFC West used to be like this, and none of us won a Super Bowl while doing it. Spoiler alert.
Let me get one, though.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you can gloat about your NFC East. You deserve to. I'm not going to talk my shit, but I just want to let you know the history of a division being
the Commanders are a better team. Heineke?
No. Absolutely. He's better than Wentz, yes. And then, absolutely. I agree with that. And ever since, like I said, I drafted Scary Terry, and he hasn't done shit with Wentz. When I found out Heineke was coming back, look what the hell Scary Terry is doing. 6 targets, 100 plus yards. So we're going to this next game because I'm a little excited about it, because the player of the week came out of this game. The 49ers go 8-0 against the St. Louis Rams in Levi South. This game showed me so much. I'm so happy to watch this unfold. You got C-Mac going 1 rushing touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown, and throwing for a touchdown. Something that hasn't happened since 2005 with LaDainian Thompson, my all-time favorite running back. To see this happen, to understand that Debo didn't even play, to get him back next week, you have to understand why I'm so excited and why my Madden game has been going crazy. You have a running back in CMC that can be a starting wide receiver. You have a starting wide receiver in Debo that can be your running back. You have a fullback that can be a tight end or running back. You have a tight end that can be a receiver, fullback, or a tight end. So when it comes to defenses, what was his name? I forgot his name. It was a cornerback that used to play. He's on television now. Was talking about how as a nickel, you get their
Richard Sherman.
personnel.
Richard Sherman.
No.
Not Sherman. Not
No,
Chan.
it's on ESPN.
Richard Seymour.
No. That's a fucking DN.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's his
Not
name?
Charles Woodson.
He played for the Broncos too with Champ Bailey. I forgot his
Champ Bailey?
No, it was with Champ Bailey.
Talib?
Dominic Foxworth. Is it Foxworth? Yes. So this kid was talking about when you're a defender, they will radio in the personnel coming for offense, which means you get to know your reads for that defense they chose. You can't do that with the Niners because you have you get CMC, you get Debo. You don't know where they're gonna line up, and that's where the confusion comes. This is what I love about our team. Again, the wild card is who? The most important position, the quarterback. But just imagine all the things, bro. I'm telling you, the next time you play me in Madden, you're gonna get mad when you look at the personnel. I'm like, how the fuck you got 3 running backs out here? I really don't have 3 running backs. I got 2 wide receivers and a running back. You don't know that though. You probably gonna run the fucking 3-4 and think you're gonna have to stack the box. This game literally just showed me that whole thing. A drool from Kyle Shanahan, like all these plays I can fucking do with CMC. Because fucking Debo threw a touchdown on the Rams too. So the game, I wasn't surprised we won this. We dominate this. The Rams were over here throwing fucking screens all game because they knew how trash their offensive line was. I mean, there's not more that I want to say. I'm just excited to see when the team is healthy. You could go ahead and talk after you eat your pizza.
Your team screams inconsistency. I don't know what the Niners are going to do by the week.
But
and yes, it does start with your quarterback. It does start with your quarterback, yes.
We played the Chiefs
but I
last
don't
week.
know which are we getting this isn't the first time you guys lost to the Broncos.
We lost to the Bears, correct.
Like I don't know which one week you guys look like juggernauts. The next week you guys look like ass. You know what? Those are the teams that win. To be honest, those are the teams that go far. But the reality situation is, what's your identity? The 49ers are a great team, but what's their identity?
So I'll tell you the identity. Every single analyst, even though some of them don't think we're going to win a Super Bowl, they always say one thing. You don't want to play us in the playoffs. Why? Because our defense and our run game travels in any weather. It can snow. It can be indoors. That shit's traveling. And the only thing is exactly what we keep talking about, the factor of having an inconsistent quarterback. Right? Jimmy G, 8-0 against the Rams. Always plays well against the Rams. Highest quarterback rating.
The Rams are not they are the defending Super Bowl champs. I get it. So
they're not the Rams. Absolutely.
They're not the Rams. Until another one gets crowned, they are still the defending Super Bowl champs. However, that team is not a defending Super Bowl champ.
They shouldn't even be Super Bowl champs to begin with, and y'all know
oh my gosh, this team right here, Holly's not making the playoffs.
Obviously not. They're not even beating the Seahawks, and guess what? We beat the Seahawks. It's a wrap. We beat them 2-0. Watch, we're undefeated in our freaking division right now.
I don't know about all that though.
We already beat them once. We already beat them.
That's a division game.
We're gonna beat them again because we didn't have C-Mac last time. We had Jeff Wilson.
He beat him in the playoffs.
We did already. Well, not this team. Not with Gino. But you think Gino can play? That's the question you should be thinking.
Let's wait. Next game. Next game.
Let's see about that. Of course you want to go to the next game. Your New York Football Giants lose to the Seattle Seahawks, 13-27. I'll give you the floor.
You were the only person who chose the Seahawks. You were the only person. Let's talk. What?
I'll tell you why. They were hot.
I want to reiterate. Okay, I want to reiterate. My team is in a rebuilding year.
Absolutely. but you're hitting on all cylinders right now, which is good for you. It's not good, but it is good.
Which brings me to my next point, which is next man up. I forgot what team you were talking about, but next man up.
Eagles.
One thing the Giants are good. Yep, the one thing the Giants are good about is we don't have big name players, but we have players that expect to play, that are prepared to play. So it doesn't matter if it's the third string, the fourth string, the fifth string. Everybody knows their role and will play their role. This is a very cohesive unit. Daniel Jones. No. I watched the game. And the Giants did not play good. They didn't play bad, but they didn't play good, and it was bound to happen. My team stayed within one possession games.
Yes, it was a good game all the way through.
It was. The moment it got away from one possession, it was a wrap. It hurts me that my team lost. However, as you guys saw, I said it since the first week of the season. You need this more? Please. I said it. Just one more slice, please. I said it since the first week of the season. I like Geno. Yeah, everyone said Geno, and I said Geno can play. And everybody, y'all all looked at me like I was crazy. Geno Smith has the best completed percentage in the NFL. Thank you, baby.
Okay.
My wife got me pizza, y'all.
We saw.
You know, that's all I'm gonna say. Giants, 3-1, 3-1. The first two halves of the season, you said it. Look at the seasons in quarters.
In quarters, yes, exactly. You got two
and
good
we
victories.
finished the first two quarters
Absolutely.
with the 75% winning.
Absolutely.
So, go ahead, Giants. I still ride for my boys. We got a bye week, but it happens. So.
And this is Well, see, this is why I was also talking about my Niners. Like going into the bye week with this, we get back a lot of. Bro, we're not healthy, right? We're getting a lot of them back from this bye week. So just wait. I don't know who we play next. I'll see. But this bye week, we're gonna be chilling, resting, getting our players back.
How about Johnson PCS, bro? How about Johnson PCS?
Damn, how disrespectful. How disrespectful.
Next game is the Bills. Next game is who did the Bills play?
You know what? Eat your pizza. Listen, so we got the Bills hosting the Green Bay Packers, and they lose 17-27 to the Buffalo Bills. Aaron Rodgers, 19-30, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Jones was a spotlight with 143 yards from 20 carries. No touchdowns on that side. The Bills, of course, Josh Allen went 50-50, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 218 for 13-25. The highlight was, of course, Stephon Diggs doing his shit talking his shit to Jair Alexander with 108 yards, 6 receptions, and a touchdown. The Bills are the Bills. The Packers are the Packers. I have nothing else to say about it. Packers,
Nothing
listen.
to say.
Listen.
The Packers they have no one to throw to.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers, you know where you have to go. Come home. Just come home.
Listen.
You hear me?
Devontae,
Come home.
Both Devontae and Aaron are both hurting.
That's the meme. Hey, big head. They calling each other like, damn, this was a mistake. Yeah, man. Listen, you guys fucked up, man. You guys had something going, and both y'all now suffering. I don't have nothing more to say. The defense is suspect. The offense. This is the key point of the offense, and Timothy and I were going back and forth. It's not about just that. When A-Rod was calling these audibles, they were all confused. You call that audible? Yeah, you call that what Valdez Scatton and fucking what's his name? They know what they're doing. He's calling these shits and now has to explain to them. That's 20 seconds off. Bro, he was frustrated. This team is not built to. I knew it from the jump. When they lost Big Boy, I'm like, man, listen, you guys are done. The Packers are done. Sorry, Vogt. Make sure that you have time to come on this podcast and talk your shit. But I don't see it. A-Rod, come home. If my Niners don't win it, We have a real good stacked team that you can come to. I'm just saying. You have anything else to say? Because I want to go to this dumbass game that was in Monday night that I ended up sleeping. The Bengals get their ass kicked, 13-32 by the Browns. We go look
I like
at
the Browns,
Burrow.
damn it.
The
I
Burrow.
like the Browns. I like the Browns. I have the Bengals winning. I like the Browns. I'm biased. My homeboy's a Browns fan. Before then, I used to make fun of him. But I like the Browns. They just can't fucking win. But you know what? When they click on all cylinders, they're a good team. But just like I said about the 49ers, they're inconsistent. You know what? I lied. I lied. They have the talent to be a good team. They're not inconsistent. They lose. But they have the talent to win. And for the first time, they showed it.
Right.
Hopefully, this starts something. That's it.
17 to 22, 278 yards. Jacoby Brissett goes for 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The fantasy player of the year, Nick Chubb, goes for 101 with 23 carries with 2 touchdowns.
What did I say? Give Nick Chubb the ball. Let Nick Chubb run. You let Chubb run, Chubb go score. Chubb go and get the Chubb.
He got
Chubb giving me a Chubb. Chubb giving me a Chubb. Every time I see Chubb, I get a Chubb. Every time Chubb scores, I'm not changing my vernacular. Every time Chubb takes the ball in the game, I get a Chubb. Because he's my fantasy running back.
And then Amari Cooper goes 131 for a touchdown with 5 receptions. People Jones go for 81 for 4 receptions. It was a real good game for the Browns. It's a rivalry game again, so just remember that all
And the
as
defense
well.
was good. And the defense played good. Let's not forget that.
Are you ready to record?
It's done.
Huh?
It's done.
All right. So tonight, since it's Thursday, in about an hour, we have the Philadelphia Eagles going to Houston, which is funny because today is also a World Series game for the Philadelphia Phillies against Houston. So Houston versus Philly is all day today. The Eagles versus the Texans, 8-0. I'm going with the Eagles.
Got the Eagles next.
Next up, the Chargers coming back from the bye going into Atlanta. I think the Chargers win this game against Atlanta.
I'm going to say this because I want this to be on the record. I think Atlanta has a very good chance to win this game.
Ooh.
I think Atlanta could win the game. Atlanta could dominate. However, I'm going the Chargers.
You always been.
I'm still high on them.
All right, my Oos, Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins go into Chicago to Soldier Field. I got the Dolphins winning. They're going to keep this ball rolling.
Miami, baby.
All right, so Carolina goes into Cincinnati. Cincinnati, after that horrible loss, is going to go crazy. I got the Bengals winning this.
Cincy.
All right, Green Bay Packers go against Detroit Lions. I am done picking the Lions. I'm sorry, but I'm going Green Bay with this one. It's going to be a closer game than you think.
Cheeseheads.
All right, so the Raiders going into Jacksonville. For this game, I think the embarrassment of last week, the Raiders win this game. Ooh, you're torn for a team that you died on the hill to the team that you grew up next to.
Jacksonville.
All right, bet. So we got Indianapolis Colts going into the Patriots. The Patriots roll over for another win. I got them winning this game.
Pats.
All right, the Buffalo Bills go into the New York Jets divisional game. This is very hard for me to pick, but this is my upset of the week. I'm going Jets over the Buffalo Bills.
Jets. You tripping. I'm going to the Bills.
The Minnesota Vikings go against Taylor Heineke and the Commanders. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings on this one. I don't think the Commanders got it. So Seahawks, Geno go into the Cardinals. I'm not a fan of the Cardinals. Geno goes hot again. I'll give it to the Seahawks this week.
I think that's a trap game for the Seahawks, but I got Seattle.
All right, so we got the Rams going into the Buccaneers, both coming from 2 losses. I believe the Buccaneers win this game.
Yeah, I'm
And
going Bucks.
we got the Chiefs and Titans. Chiefs are fresh off of a bye. They're both 5-2. This is the Sunday night game. I just cannot go against this. I think Tony's gonna have a big game today. That day. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Titans surprised everybody, but I'm going with Chiefs.
Yeah. So Monday night football game. We got the Baltimore Ravens going to the New Orleans Saints. I'm still riding with Lamar Jackson and his free agency.
The Ravens. And then finally, the last game of the week. The Giants versus the bye. I got the Giants.
I'm going with the bye. I think they have a real good defense and a real good coach. But look, the people on bye are the Cleveland Browns, the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Giants, the Steelers, and the Niners. We'll talk about them next week. But overall, this was a good episode. My boy Wash, go ahead. You already ate your dinner, but I already know it's time to unwind. I appreciate you always for being on here. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm already in 49-14 right now in the fourth quarter. I got to finish my game. This is the game in our fantasy. I told you I'll be dropping 50 on these teams now, bro. It just happens now. Now, listen, like, comment, subscribe on the Solar Flex podcast. This is LEFA0_. I love y'all boys. Welcome to the Route Tree TV. This is the episode 9. I'll talk to y'all boys later.